Well, of course, the big questions of life are often thought of as being, what's the purpose of my life? What should I do? Where will I go when I die? Is there life after death? And those kinds of questions. Those weren't actually the biggest questions that appealed to me. I would put those questions as being more like, what is true? What is right? What is beautiful? It's a big mistake to draw some hard or impermeable barrier between faith and science. It's simply not true where we say, well, science discovers what we can know is true by experiment or observation, and faith just believes without any evidence. That's a completely false kind of attitude, that science does not involve faith. It does involve faith. For the man in the street or the woman in the street, their knowledge of science almost entirely is based on their trust in what scientists say. That's faith, as far as I'm concerned. There is a motivation in science, which is to find out about the natural world, to find truth and reality. It's asking questions about the reproducible behavior of the world and the things that we can verify by observation and repeated experiment and express with great clarity. And these are the kinds of things which give us an understanding of the world, which those of us who are of faith believe is a creation of God. Science grew up in a society that was basically governed by a biblical understanding of creation. And so it's the case that science is very much inspired, in a certain sense, enabled and fostered by the Christian story, the Christian view of creation, and also by Christian virtues. Because to do science, you have to be committed to the truth. It's absolutely vital in science that we take the world for what it is, not just what we want it to be or not what we hope it would be, but what it is in reality. We have to recognize that those are two ways in which God reveals himself to us, is to regard the natural world as the revelation of God's works and the Bible as the revelation of God's word, and that if those two things are both God's revelation, then they fit together. Jesus himself showed how new interpretations of that old revelation became significant in the first century. And there's been a growth of those interpretations over the centuries. To me, trying to integrate these two big commitments of science and my commitment to God fit together. And I think they interact with each other in a kind of give and take way. And if you can capture that ethos, that's both a comfort, but also a source of humility.